Welcome everyone back to the channel. I am Castantino, and today we're going to be reviewing episode 1 of the Harley Quinn Show. This is interesting, from the opening part where they basically the references in this series are crazy. Right off the bat, they reference like the pyramid of money from the Dark Knight. So they start, and a bunch of guys are on a yacht celebrating their favorite pastime, fucking the poor, as they say. So, and then Harley shows. Now, here's basically it. Harley shows up in her original regalia with the Harley Quinn outfit and all that stuff, threatening the guys. The guys laugh at her. Joker appears because of course, Joker. And this is probably the most mellow Joker I've ever seen. But just because of how this frickin' show is, it works. This mellow Joker just works. He's not, well, yes, he's still the same murderous loon we all come to love. He's also, how do I put it? I mean, he's not doesn't feel like he's completely insane. This is basically what I keep saying about the Joker. That I'm tired of the Joker, but they do something different with him, like, in every time that it's like, I'm tired of him, yet there's so much you can do with him, and I admit that. Like I said, I think this is probably the most mellow Joker we've had. Like, he's practically he's playing his own straight guy in this, it feels like. So, anyway, Batman appears after they've killed everyone on the yacht, and Joker escapes after he abandons Harley. Then we're back into Arkham. We're introduced to the another main character in the series, Poison Ivy. Again, this is probably the most mellow version of the character. And it's because you've either had Poison Ivy, where in the the animated series version, where she freaks out every time you even put a tack into a plant. We've had actually it was the same thing. We've seen Seductress Poison Ivy, but this one's like she's just she doesn't see herself as a criminal, just as an eco-terrorist. But she's more than happy to call herself an eco-terrorist. And she spends most of this episode trying to get through to Harley, telling her, "Hey, Joker's not good for you." It's just really refreshing just seeing these villains. Eventually they have a newscast shown to the Joker because he doesn't even go see Harley for a year. Harley keeps telling everybody, "Oh, he'll be here, he'll be here." Meanwhile, everybody's,
"He's not coming!" How the fuck do you know? You're all fucking insane.
It's really weird. It's the other thing is Joker is watching the news, and they're talking about how Harley and Ivy escaped, but he doesn't react to that. What he reacts to is when they call the Riddler the funniest villain in Gotham, and he immediately shoots the frame. This is really just, I don't know. I really don't know. So after all that, Harley does end up going back to the Joker, who fools her into staying with him, because originally she went there to break up with him. They have a date night where they're both watching the news about the Riddler, and he explains to Harley. After that, she promises, she asks what happens if she kills Riddler. He's like, we can still do it. We can still have a date night. So anyway, Harley goes to Riddler and turns into, because Riddle's so funny. Yeah, right, whatever. So after that, Batman shows up to stop Riddler. So eventually, after Harley finally gets it through her skull, when Joker chooses Batman over her about which one of them is going to get dropped in the acid, and she gets dropped into what ends up being margarita mix. Ivy finally gets through to her that, yeah, Joker's not that good of a guy, you know. So she changes her whole look. She's got the blue and pink, hot pink hair, like I don't know what you'd call it, highlights, I guess. And she's in a skimpier outfit. But it's so weird. I'm like, for me personally, it's like, that's a good outfit, but I'm not interested in that. I'm just really rooting for her because she's finally coming. Finally got figured out. She's finally figuring things out. She's finally ready to stick it to the person who's ruined her life for years, and just like, and at the end, there's the big fight scene at Joker's lair, which is at the end of a pier, and she destroys the pier, kills most of his goons, and when she confronts him, he's like, what are you going to do now? You're going to kill me now too? And she's like, no, she doesn't want to kill Joker. She wants him to watch her become number one in Gotham, because currently he's the number one villain because Batman and all that stuff. So, I mean, this is in just like 22 minutes. In just 22 minutes, this already, in my view, because Harley went from being Joker's Matt, welcome Matt, to finally getting to a point, thanks to her friend Ike Ivy, finally realizing Joker is not the greatest guy in the world. This episode, so it ends with Harley practically like flipping off Joker while she's walking away from the destruction. It's a great thing. I mean, she's basically put her past behind it. It's a nice symbolic way of her. She's putting things behind her. Now, as the season goes on, we see she didn't exactly do that, but still, I mean, she got a win, and I will say it. I was rooting for the character. I'm still rooting for the character despite I was rooting for the character. It's like when she goes back to Joker, I'm like, oh fuck no. When she messes up, I'm legitimately worried. I mean, the writing is just that fucking good. This is the quality you're not seeing in live action films recently. I don't know why. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it here. But yeah. So, my final thoughts. The first episode was just a really good introduction. It introduced us to Harley, and gives us her journey from being the doormat to trying to stake her claim on Gotham, and the rest of the season will go into showing her struggles up and down on the whole ladder. It showed us Poison Ivy, who's shown to be a very caring friend and willing to put whatever it is she can to help her best friend. I mean, you get Riddler, who's Riddler gets Joker, and again, Joker, tamest Joker I've ever seen, and he is absolutely great. So next Next episode we'll be doing will be Harley Quinn, A High Bar, Season 1, Episode 2. So, get ready for that one. That's going to introduce us to a lot more characters. So, alright, well, hope to see you in the next one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.